Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Ali, and I am finally back. As you've probably realized, I'm on a new channel now. Sometime a while ago, when I stopped uploading, apparently I deleted my channel. I don't remember why. I don't remember when, but I did. And with this new league starting up, run by my good buddy Odds Are and Just Kurt, I decided. Because a few other of my friends are doing it as well, I decided, why not try to get back into uploading? I'm using this more so as an experiment to see how much fun I'll be having with it, and if I don't have fun with it, I probably won't ever do it again. But if I do have a lot of fun with it, I think I'll want to get more into uploading stuff like tier lists, top 10s, potentially lives, and just other draft league content, even from the Showdown side that I'm on. Which yeah, I think it could be fun. I just want to use this as an experiment. Now, this is my IBA Season 6 draft analysis. Those of you who have watched my channel before, you might remember IBA Season 5. Now, in that season, I think I went like 4-8. I started off very well, but then I just started to not really care because I was kind of burned out on Mons, and this actually is a Gen 7 Wi-Fi league. Now, this was started because a lot of people that I know aren't having fun with Gen 8 or like miss Gen 7 Wi-Fi at least because of, you know, the timer not being completely horrible and like LAN not having to set up LAN. So Brody Odds Are, and along with a couple of other people, I don't exactly whose idea it was to start it up as a Gen 7 league, but they did. And I was on vacation while they started it up, so like I wasn't there for the beginning of it, but they needed a replacement, and I was like, I'm actually super down to do a Gen 7 Wi-Fi league, so here I am. I had to replace my good buddy Obo, who sadly had to drop, because I think there was something about like him not finding his 3DS charger or something like that, which is unfortunate. But since Obo hadn't played any games, I basically get to play all my games by myself. So there's no game that I couldn't influence the outcome. Now for my week 1 game, I used my old team, which no offense to Obo, but I absolutely hated because I have like what I think is one of the worst megas in the format, which is Mega Tyranitar, with Excadrill and a bunch of other stuff. You'll see that week 1 game probably like this weekend. I still need it recorded, but then I'll be good. But starting week 2, I'm using this team that you'll be seeing in this draft analysis. And as you can see, on the thumbnail, that's the word, or on your screen right now, I got Deoxys Speed. Now, Deoxys Speed was still there. Oh yeah, by the way, hello, Facecam. I know it's positioned weirdly, but like, I'm bad at OBS stuff. I'll figure it out for the next video. But anyways, I got Deoxys Speed first round. Now, well, as my first free agent pick, so to say. I just put them in order of like how I considered them. So I got Deoxys Speed. Now, Deoxys Speed was still just chilling on the board, and I was like, I mean, I really want to try Deoxys Speed. With Z moves allowed, this thing actually becomes a really, really good cleaner with Nasty Plot sets. Nasty Plot with a bunch of coverage like Psycho Boost, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball. I could go on and on and on and on and on. But this thing doesn't just do that. It's so versatile, it's not even funny. Most of you probably know it for just Sash lead sets with Stealth Rock, Spikes, Taunt, Psycho Boost, Knockoff, stuff like that. But this thing can do so many things. It can be a weirdly decent defensive pivot, which can cripple stuff. Like my good buddy Jay has run, I think it was Trick Flame Orb or something, to take on a Mega Mawile, which stuff like that this thing can just pull off because of its crazy speed. It can outspeed a lot of things at +1, a lot of Scarfers. I don't exactly know what the cutoff is for Scarfers that it can outspeed or not, but for example, in my Game vs. Kurt, which is my week 2 game, it like outsped +1 Zygarde. It outsped Scarf Hulu and stuff like that. It's just crazy how many things it can outspeed. For example, versus Zygarde, it can outspeed it at +1 and just hit it with an Ice Beam, and it's gone. For things like that, Deoxys speed is amazing. But on the other hand, it can be kind of underwhelming at times. If you're gonna try to use this as a breaker, you're just gonna fail. Because like its special attack is 95, which isn't anything crazy, and its bulk isn't good either. It's base 50 HP with 90 defenses, which is very mediocre. But yeah. Going into my next, oh yeah, this thing's nickname will be Nyoom. Nyoom, the Deoxys speed. And then my second pick was, let me pull it up. There we go. Mega Aerodactyl. Now you might think, holy shit, are you going like base, mono base above 130 or something? No. I just really wanted to use Mega Aerodactyl. I saw it chilling on the board. It was tier 2 Mega, and it's a mon I've used like once, but I didn't have a lot of success with it, and I saw a lot of people do very well with it recently, so I was like, I want to try that for myself again. Now, Mega Aerodactyl, base 150 speed, absolutely insane. Can outspeed a lot of Scarfers, just like Deoxys can. I think it can outspeed up to like base 75, base 80, something like that. Because I know can I outspeed Scarf Dragovish? I believe it can. Yeah, because Dragapult can. Oh yeah, it definitely can. But Dragovish is not in this game. Whatever. You know what I mean. This mon is a very nice revenge killer slash cleaner slash breaker against their teams. It does definitely struggle against bulky waters, but I patched that up decently later, even though I don't have a great Scald switch in my entire roster. It can run rocks, defog, but like you usually don't want to. But due to its amazing speed, you can even though its bulk is like what, base 80 HP, 85 defense, 95 speed, which isn't bad. But a lot of weeks you can run very defensive. Because of its insane speed, sometimes you just have to invest like 70 into speed to outspeed their fastest mon. If their fastest mon is like base 105 or 108 or something like that. Which is insane. And that just lets it run so much bulk a lot of weeks that it can just live hits very well and just roost things off. But yeah, and then something that I thought would be cool to pair up with this, that segue was very bad, was something that could break through bulky waters and may struggle with like bulky fires, which Mega Arrow deals with. And I saw Kartana chilling in tier 1. Now, Kartana is definitely a mon that I wanted to try for a while. This is also my other Z user, by the way. This thing has, what, base 181? Yeah, 181 attack, which is absolutely phenomenal. With the access to Z moves, it can just break through teams. Like, I don't know if you played, I don't know why I'm talking to you like you, but this just shows that I haven't recorded in a while. Anyways, I know in Gen 7 OU it ran a lot of Z-Giga Impact to break through stuff like bulky fires and stuff. I don't know exactly what ones, but I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, the access to Z moves makes this thing a phenomenal sweeper because it can just nuke something out of the way. It gets a +1 attack, and base 181 attack at +1 is not something you want to switch into. There's like no mons that like a +1 hit from Kartana. Bandit is also phenomenal on this thing if you just want to break. And then there's also option for Scarf, which is a phenomenal cleaner late game. The big downside about Kartana is that a lot of stuff can just run a weakness berry or can just live one hit and literally pack in Power of Fire. Like, mons with like base 50 special attack can Oko this thing within Power of Fire. Like, I think I've seen a Miltank run Flamethrower before. Does Miltank get Flamethrower? No, it doesn't. I'm lying. In Power of Fire, I think I've seen a Miltank run in Power of Fire before to just kill a Kartana, or like there's so many mons that can just Oko this thing from the special side. Like, if you don't resist it, you're gonna die, basically. Because even if some resisted, it still do like 80% to you. Like, for example, week 2, I faced Kurt and he had a Swallow, and I think it just dropped the Specs move first. But yeah, that's Kartana. It gives me another mon above base 100, so I don't really need to fear about speed tiers continuing on from this pick. So going to my next one, I wanted some bulk, so I got Basel. Now Basel is once again another mon I really wanted to use. Basel is so bulky on the physical side. Like, once again, I'm talking so much about my week 2 game. Once again, my week 2 game versus Kurt, I did some calcs, and this thing easily eats 2 plus 6,000 arrows from Zygarde 50. That is insane. This thing is so bulky on the physical side. It gives me a good ground switch in, which, like, I knew I played Zygarde, so I needed a 1,000 arrows resist, because my grass type doesn't resist ground. At least my first grass type, because I have a different one later on. It gives me just a bulky pivot for my 3 other mons. My team is looking very physical right now, but I sort of patched that up later. My team in general is pretty physical. Yeah, it is what it is. Gives me my fighting type, gives me a ground resist, gives me an edge quake switching, which is very important. Yeah, my second Ultra Beast also. This thing is also an amazing Scarfer, because Beast Boost, once again, after you kill something, you get a +1 into your highest stat, which means this thing can get a +1 attack if you're right, if basically your attack is higher than defense, because that's Buzzwell's 2 main stats. You can just start cleaning stuff, because this thing has amazing coverage with stuff like, it sadly doesn't get close combat yet, that's post DLC Gen 8, but it gets Drain Punch, it gets Hammer Arm, and then for coverage it gets Earthquake, Iron Head, Ice Punch, Leech Life as Stab, Outrage, Poison Jab, Rock Slide, Stone Edge, Thunder Punch, Bounce, which I've actually run. It even gets Felster, which could be very cool. Smackdown. What's a Red of Meat? At Owen, I know you'll get that joke. Anyways, yeah, that's about it for Puzzle, honestly. I'm sorry if this is super unprofessional, but I just need to get back into it. Anyways, for my next pick, I'm pretty sure I picked one, I think. Yeah, I got Jellicent. Now, I wanted my bulky water. This is actually one of the 2 mons I kept from the old team. This was probably like the best bulky water left on the board that I liked. Jellicent, bulky water, that's just about what it is. Does get strength up yet, sadly. Also gives me a good spin blocker, which is nice because I'll be grabbing some hazard stack later on. So yeah. I don't know if there's much else to say about Jellicent. I guess it can run like Scarf Water Spout one of the weeks, but like it's not a real set. Yeah, this thing is just a very good absorber. Like, it's a good water absorber. That's actually a good reason why I picked it. It's a good water absorber because I don't switch into Skulls at the moment, because like Deoxyspeed doesn't switch in, Mega Aerodactyl doesn't switch in, doesn't like to get burned, Kartana doesn't switch in and doesn't like to get burned, Buzzwole doesn't like to get burned. So this thing gives me an amazing Scald switch in. Sure, it doesn't take on all bulky waters, but Taunt Toxic deals with a lot of them. Yeah, that is pretty much Jellicent on my team. Then, next up, we got Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat gives me a pivot, removal, which so far my only removal is Mega Aerodactyl, which, not good removal. Rotom Heat, I also used it in IBA Season 5, and I absolutely adored it. This mon is so good, even without boots, and even without Nasty Plot, this thing is still amazing. I love this thing so much. It can be such a good pivot into stuff like bulky fires, offensive fires, ground types that don't pack Stone Edge, bug types, a lot of things that my team currently struggles with, which Rotom Heat just fit perfectly. And again, I don't know why it was on the board. I love this thing in Gen 7. even better in Gen 8, but this is not Gen 8. Yeah. Also, like I said, it gives me a pivot, which I usually love to draft very good Volturn on my teams, which I didn't have so far on this team yet. That's mostly because my options were very limited. Sure, my old team had Torrentee, which I actually dropped, but that's just because I wanted to use Deoxys Speed and Kartana, and I couldn't fit it otherwise points-wise, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's Rotom Heat. Can also be another very good Scarfer. My team has a lot of good Scarfers actually, but like if there's something my team doesn't lack, it's speed control, because Deoxys Speed, Mega Arrow, and then Scarfers like Rotom Heat and Kartana and Buzzwole. My team will not lack speed control a single week. Maybe if you place Trick Room, which could be annoying for this team, but we have ways to deal with it. Anyways, next up, we got Aromatisse, which is the other one that we kept from the old team. I'm just gonna be honest, I very much so dislike Aromatisse. I don't think it's very good, but it was one of the few fairies left. There was Comfey in Tier 3, but I didn't know if I wanted to pay the points for that. I really like Comfey, but I don't think it was worth on my team for Tier 3 points. Even though it would give me more pivot, but it is what it is. It wouldn't give me a Wish Passer. Now, you might think, oh, why do you need a Wish Passer? I really like Wish Passing into stuff like Rotom Heat, even Buzzwole if it isn't running Roost 1 week. Even Mega Aerodactyl if it isn't running Roost 1 week. It just allows some of my more offensive mons to run more flexible sets without having to run recovery on, which is amazing for me. This thing, some people think it's a good Trick Room sweeper, but like, I don't think it's very good unless your opponent has like no fairy resist, which, if your team has no fairy resist, you should just drop your entire team. But anyways, that is Aromatisse. Then next up we got Flygon. Now Flygon I got because I needed a ground type, I needed a dragon. Gives me another pivot, gives me another defogger, which is amazing. I believe in this gen, let me double check. Yes, it already gets Dragon Dance in this gen, which, amazing. This thing is like baby Garchomp, which I love. I had Garchomp last season and I absolutely loved it. So we got baby Garchomp this time, with U-turn and Dragon Dance. Also, another good Scarfer. Can be special as well. Like, I've seen mixed sets, especially on more bulky ones, with stuff like Boom Burst, it even gets Bug Buzz, Draco, Earth Power, Fire Blast if you face something like a Ferrothorn, Giga Drain even for waters. It really doesn't have bad special coverage, and its special attack, sure it's 80, but if you run something like a Fire Blast for a 4x weak Mon, or like, if something's just a lot more physically defensive, like a Skarmory for example, you just run that. But yeah, Flygon was mostly there for roll compression, ground type, dragon type, defog, more pivoting, etc, etc. Gives me a base 100 speed tier, which I didn't have yet technically, but I think I pick up I do pick up later anyways. I think my next pick. So yeah, talking about that next pick, we got Miltank. Now, my team really needed rockers, because my only rocker so far was Mega Aerodactyl, and Deoxys Speed, which is a phenomenal rocker, but I don't want to be forced to run rocks on Deoxys Speed every week. I just dropped a coin. So Miltank is a mon I absolutely adore. I think it's one of the better tier 4s, which people sometimes disagree with me, but this thing is just so bulky. Some teams that don't prep for it just cannot break it at all. Sap Sipper gives me a good grass switch in, which, to be fair, I had a Rotom Heat, and Kartana and Buzzwole, I guess, but still, like, versus certain teams, Sap Sipper is going to be nice. Thick Fat gives me a good fire switch in and a good ice switch in, which my ice switch ins, at least freeze dry wise, weren't too great so far, especially with weaknesses like Flygon and Mega Aerodactyl. And what's his third ability? Why can't I think of it? Oh, it's Scrappy. That's it. But this thing's mostly just gonna be here for rocks and just be bulky and annoying, and T-Wave stuff to slow stuff down for stuff like Bandit or SD Cortana. Can also use toxic things, set up rocks, milk drink, body slam. It gets heal bell, which makes me not have to force bring aromatisse if I want a cleric, which is great for my team. And yeah, that's about Miltank. Then next up we got Roselia. Now I was talking about more hazard stack earlier on, and I needed a grounded poison, and Roselia just fit perfectly. I think this is a super slept on mon in tier 5. Like within Eviolite, this thing is very, very specially bulky, and like its typing is very good because it's literally Baby Rose Raid, and it still has base 100 Spatak, which is not bad at all. It has base 80 Spadef with an Eviolite, which gets boosted very well. Sure, the 45 defense isn't great, so this thing's just gonna die to a lot of Psyshops, but it's a tier 5. Like, what do you want from it? Roselia, yeah, it gives me spikes, T-spikes, it gives me grounded poison, and another quote-unquote grass switching, because I have good grass switchings. I can't speak, sorry. I have good grass switchings so far, but they all have weaknesses you can exploit. Like, for example, if I face a Tapu Bulu, for Kartana it can pack Hidden Power Fire. For Basel, sure, it can pack double Hidden Power, but if you really wanted to, it can pack Hidden Power Flying. For Rotomita, it can pack Stone For Miltank, it can pack Superpower. But for Roselia, it just, sure, Zen Headbutt, but it won't be able to fit it at that point. I used a very bad example, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's about what Roselia does for my team. I just didn't want to get T-Spike stacks mostly, and I like stacking people. So yeah, last but not least, I first had Crawdon in this slot, but then I posted my transactions, and Kurt said, yeah, you're 20 points over, and I was like, sad. I really like Crawdon on this team as another breaker, but Sharpedo doesn't. You can't say it does its job as a tier 3, but it's a dark type, which I definitely needed because I don't like losing to setup psychic types. Which, to be fair, Sharpedo isn't the best dark type to stop setup psychic types, but it is what it is. It gives me an offensive water, which usually I like to draft an offensive water if I have a bulky water. It's there. It's a very good cleaner, which, to be fair, I have a lot of good cleaners, but it's another thing my opponents have to respect and prep, which, to be fair, this thing can put on a lot of hurt versus a lot of teams that are unprepared for it. And I've always wanted to use this. So basically, this draft is just I can't speak. Jesus fuck. Just consists of a lot of mods that I've wanted to use for a while. There we go. Sentences are hard. But anyways, actually I forgot to do nicknames. So Deoxyspeed is Nyoom, Mega Aerodactyl is Daggertooth, Cortana is Papercut, Buzzle is Kurt, named after my friend Kurt Buzzle. Jellicent is Pringles, Rotomite is Rotom-Geek, Aromatisse is Schnoz because of its ugly ass nose, Flygon is Goggles, Miltank is Bluebell, Shadow's Rye. My Roselia is named Dead Roses, Shadow Black Bear, and Sharpedo is named Bruce? Yeah, I think I'm gonna name her Bruce unless I can think of something better. But yeah, that is my draft analysis for IBA Season 6. My first game will hopefully be up tomorrow, weekend-ish. It's played, so it's my week 2 game. I just need both of them recorded. I play my week 3 game on Saturday, which it's Friday as of I'm recording this. I play tomorrow against just Kurt, which will definitely be a hype battle, so be on the lookout for that. I don't know when that gets uploaded. I'll ask the other guys when they're uploading. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you were subscribed to my channel before. I really want to get off to a good start on this channel. I know this wasn't the most high quality video, but I just need to get back into the rhythm. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.